Hello. Good morning, my lovely students. Today we are here to just discuss about the biology. So before going to tell you in very detail about the biology and the concept of this subject, importance of this subject, you all must know the exact meaning of the word biology. The biology is derived from two technical words. You see, if you separate the words, then one word is bio and one is logy. So the word bio means the living, and logy is derived from the logos, which means to know. Now you can conclude the meaning, exact meaning of the biology, living, to know about the living. So biology is the free branch of science which deals with the study of living organism. In biology, in this particular subject, we study very details about the living organisms. Now, what are living organisms? Before going to tell you about the living organisms, to clarify the meaning, exact meaning of the biology, you all must know, my loving, that whatever things are found in nature, whatever things are found in the nature, these are found in three forms of things in nature. Three forms. Either these are found in the living form. After attaining or completing the life, the living may become dead, and the third form of the things is non-living. See, on this basis, you can define easily that living organisms are those organisms who show a number of processes in the body, and all these processes are responsible for their life. So these processes, essential for the existence, essential for the life, the processes are called life processes. See, if in any organism the respiration, excretion, growth, development, reproduction, regeneration, cell division, digestion, circulation, etc. A number of processes are there responsible for the life of the organism. If all these are going on properly without any stoppage or without any hindrance, the organism would be living. And if out of all these life processes, any one, a single one, not all, a single one is stopped, the living will become dead, die. Living organism will die. If you are allowed to perform all your life processes except respiration, if there is a ban for a while on the respiration, could you survive? No. If respiration is allowed for you people and excretion, there is a ban on excretion, you cannot survive. What does it mean? It means that all these processes together essential for the life for living organisms. And what are deads? Dead organism is the organism, dead is the structure, form which was previously living. The part of living or living itself. So not now, in past it was the part of living, And non-living things are only three. You can say the non-living forms: water, here soil, and air. These are also known as physical factors, and these physical factors or the area, the surrounding in which life is possible, or the part of universe in which the life is possible for any organism, that is known as biosphere. So biosphere components are the non-living components except the living organism. Now let us see, many of you are confused whether the organism consists of how many cells. So better to classify the organisms, plant and animals, on the basis of the number of cells in the body. See, if you classify on the basis of number of cells in the body, then you can classify the organisms as unicellular and here multicellular. Some are of this opinion that multicellular may be further classified, or before multicellular one more group should be written, that is few-celled, because few-celled in some algae like volvox, the daughter colonies are just consisting a fixed number. So that may not be more than that or less than that in daughter colony. So for such kind of organism we are using the term few-celled. Otherwise few-celled is also a type of multicellular. You can say it is also multicellular. So unicellular, one-celled, and unicellular plant, unicellular animal. So bacteria, the unicellular plant, and amoeba, the unicellular animals. So you don't think that to perform a number of life processes the unicellular organism requires a number of cells. No. All activities, all life processes occur in a single cell, and a single cell is not a part of body. Single cell is body itself. So you can say the body of this bacteria or the amoeba is made up of only one celled body. That is why it is better to say them the unicellular organisms. But here the second group is multicellular. So multicellular, now you can just take it seriously. A single cell, life of many organisms starts with a single cell, that is known as zygote. Zygote is a single cell. So zygote divides to form multicellular embryo. Embryo develops into fetus, and the fetus into infant into child into adult and old, and then die. So this is the stages, various stages in the life of the organism, or mainly human. So, and the multicellular structure, there is, in unicellular there is no differentiation in the organ or tissue or the parts, but here in multicellular differentiation is the main characteristic feature of all the organisms. Differentiation means, if a seed, you take an example of a seed, if seed is also a cell, single cell, so this seed germinates. The life of plant starts from seed. It is single cell structure, and the plant is multicellular. So what does it mean? That after gradual successive division of the single cell, the multicellular structure is formed. And this multicellular structure, if it is a plant, it shows the root, stem and leaves. What is this? This is differentiation of the body. So all multicellular structures show little differentiation right from the beginning, right from the small or less developed organism to the highly developed organism. If you see, the differentiation becomes complex. So this was the classification of the organism on the number of cells. Now on the nature of the nucleus, particularly the cell, which is the unit of multicellular body, and the cell may be the prokaryotic cell, and eukaryotic. The pro means first, and karyotic is taken from karyon, which means nucleus. So it means in the very beginning, the nucleus was not as developed as it is today. It was not as like it is today. So what does it mean? The cell, there is no nuclear membrane, there is no any constant location or position of the nucleus in the cell. So on this ground you can say the particular cell is prokaryotic, like bacteria. So these are the prokaryotic cell where nucleus is just in the form of nucleoid. So naked nucleus is known as nucleoid. And what is naked nucleus? Nucleus without having with the nuclear membrane. So this is known as nucleoid. But in eukaryotic cell, U means true, karyotic means karyon means nucleus. True nucleus is that nucleus which is always surrounded by a nuclear membrane. So this type of nucleus is found in all eukaryotic cells, and the ancient or most primitive type of nucleus is found in all prokaryotic cells. So before going to wind up the today's discussion, my loving students, it's my humble request to you, if you have any doubt regarding this topic or this discussion, today's discussion, you can ask me. You can come to clarify at any time. You are free, you are allowed. So don't hesitate in coming to me and clearing your doubts. Thank you. Best of luck.